the same wage for those who worked the whole day and those who worked for only 1 hour. How unfair. Don't you feel like screaming, injustice? According to our standards, this is injustice, unfair. According to our standards. God's standards are so different, beyond human comprehension. May I ask this question, does this parable disturb you or comfort you? Does this parable disturb me or comfort me? The answer depends on whom I identify with. If I am identifying with the latecomers, I'll be thrilled with the Master's generosity. If I put myself along with that good thief on the cross, I'll be thrilled. God gave me paradise in my deathbed. The message is very simple, but absolutely beautiful. I hope this is a very comforting parable for every one of us. Depends on how you understand the goodness and mercy of God. God is not fair. God is generous. God is generous. He doesn't go by our mathematics or our rules of fairness. He goes far, far beyond that. God is more generous than you realize. God is more compassionate and merciful than you realize. Let us look closely once again, because there's something more in this parable. What is happening here about the laborers? I can still see this scene in front of my eyes, because in India still, in some place, in front of our house in Gujarat, we have the same scene every morning. Laborers standing in the corner for waiting for someone to hire them. Some are lucky, some are not. The food on the table for them depends on the luck, whether somebody hires them or not. Now you get the message. Why the master was so generous? Because those who came at the 11th hour, the latecomers, they were not lucky, but still they have got a family to feed. So you see how the Lord goes beyond the rules of justice. I think if you are a parent, you understand this parable very well. Some of your children are really, they work very hard, very good saints they are. They work very hard morning to evening, good they are. Maybe one of them a bit latecomer. You know what I mean. not the way you expect them to be. Not quite all right, not going the right way. You see, when the Lord is telling this parable, remember who He is addressing. The saints of the time, the Pharisees, and those really law-abiding, holy saints of the time. They work very hard, fasting on the right day, praying at the right time. And they were always looking for the score. One more mass, one more confession, one more, supporting this charity. The score is, you keep on checking the score. I'm all right. But those Mary Magdalenes, no. What is she doing? Zacchaeus, horrible. A friend of the enemy, Zacchaeus. Matthew, the tax collector. Oh, these things, they disturb, because how can God be so kind to them? Because they don't deserve it. So now the message is very clear. If I am putting myself among the latecomers, I'll always be thrilled. You see, the message is very simple. If you put yourself among the latecomers, among the Mary Magdalenes, among the Zacchaeus, among the good thieves on the cross, then you have nothing to be afraid of. Or on the other hand, if you think of yourself as a saint, a full-fledged saint, fasting and praying and doing everything right, going a good Catholic, be careful. Very dangerous. Self-righteousness. You will feel like judging everybody. They haven't got faith. They are the heathens, non-practicing, lapsed ones, the non-believers. On the other hand, if we have the heart of God, I pray, those who have no faith, they too will come to God. Even at their deathbed. You see how you look at things differently. You rejoice, you have got faith. Then you feel such love for those who have no faith, no church, atheists, whoever they are, Richard Dawkins. You feel compassion for them and you pray, Lord, even in their deathbed, I pray that they will come to realize your love. That is real spirituality. Nothing to boast about our faith or our good life or our holiness or our, nothing to boast about. If I think of myself as the latecomer, the thief on the cross, one as a Mary Magdalene or a tax collector then I feel God will have mercy on me. Even at the last hour, He will give me His grace. The message in all this, what I'm saying is, I have in all directions, but the message is, I want to get you from all angles. The message is very, very simple. Trust in the goodness of God, not in your own merits or the scoreboard. Never look at the scoreboard. Never look at the scoreboard. Always look at the cross and the mercy of God. If I can stay beside Him, if I can stay beside Him and say, will you remember me in your kingdom, in your deathbed, even in your deathbed? Or see, that thief, all his life was, what kind of life he lived? He was a criminal. He had no scoreboards. He was a criminal. But when he asked the Lord could not refuse. That is the message. Even at the last hour, a request and the Master can never say, because this is my child. He is a latecomer. He spoiled his life, wasted his life. But still, he is my son. Very powerful message, my dear friends. A very comforting. It should never disturb you. This is a very comforting message. It should give you peace every night you go to bed.